Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and this video is for the September manga releases for the first half of the month. I'm going to start with the Kodansha releases, 10 Dance Volume 7. So if you love dance manga, this could be for you. This series follows Shinya Tsukiki, the Lord of Ballroom, and Shinya Suzuki, the King of Latin Dance, and they join forces to win a 10 dance competition, but in this volume making decisions on their personal lives. Could this be the end of them? And then we've got Noragami Omnibus Volume 7. This 600-page omnibus edition contains volumes 19, 20 and 21, and there are some pretty high stakes here. So that's out on the 5th of September. And then we've got volume 6 of One Dance, and it's the semi-finals in this volume, but I'll say no more because of spoilers. And then volume 6, Wistoria, Wand and Sword. This is a magical dungeon adventure fantasy series. It's from the author of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And it follows Will Sefort, who enters Regarden Magical Academy with the goal of making it to the top of the magical world. But in this volume, Will's dreams have been shattered. And then volume 11, Witch Hat Italia. Coco begins a perilous journey to the Tower of Tomes, but there are secrets there that really could sway even the most virtuous of witches. And we've got a new series from Viz Media, Blade of the Moon Princess Volume 1. So this new series follows Princess Kaguya, who is heir to the moon's silver court, but she's not exactly what her mother's retainers had hoped for, because she's seen as defiant and vulgar. But when the Empress falls ill and Kaguya is ejected from the moon, she must find her way back to claim the throne that's rightfully hers. I really like the cover. The art style looks fun and it has a bit more of a traditional feel to it. Maybe it's the colour palette, I'm not sure, but I do really like it. And then we have volume 19 of Dragon Ball Super, and the fight against gas continues in this volume, but the secret to his defeat may have something to do with memories of Bardock. And we've got Imakoi volume 7, and in this one, Miria's first crush makes an appearance, and when Noda sees them together, his spiteful nature comes out. And again on the 5th of September, we've got My Hero Academia Volume 35, and the ultimate war between heroes and villains looms in the near future as both sides regroup and start planning. And we've got Volume 2 of Like a Butterfly. Suren has finally realised how much she actually likes Kawasumi, but every time she tries to tell him, the words just don't come out. She's going to have to figure it out soon though, because summer is just around the corner and there's an upperclassman who's got her eye on Kawasumi as well. So I've never heard of this series before. It's volume 8 of The Elusive Samurai, but I think it sounds really good. What do you all think? So it's set in medieval Japan, where 8-year-old Hojo Tokiyuki, he's heir to the Kamakura shogunate, but the Hojo clan is in decline. And one day the clan is betrayed from within, and Tokiyuki is the only survivor, and he runs away in order to survive. From there, he needs to build up a force strong enough for him to reclaim what was his, and that's what the series follows. I don't know, I've never heard this before, but I think it sounds really good. Has anyone read this? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the series. And then we've got volume 13 of Call of the Night, and Ko's powers increase dangerously, and an enemy also discovers the object capable of destroying Nazuna. So if you want to find out what happens there, that's out on the 12th of September. We've got Fly Me to the Moon volume 19, and in this one, Naza and Tsukasa venture into the mountains to visit the house where Tsukasa once lived. There they hope to find clues to unlock the data left for them by Tokiko, data that could end Tsukasa's long quest. And then we've got Helk Volume 5, and in this one, Helk continues to lay bare the harrowing tale of how he became the mighty and disgraced hero he is today. And we've got Volume 13 of Mashley, Set in a world where magic is everything, our main character Mash can't use magic. And here, right before the day of the eclipse, an army of demi-humans invades, throwing the land into chaos. And the next one is for the Star Wars fans out there. So this is the first in the new manga series, The Mandalorian. Set years after the fall of the Galactic Empire, a solitary bounty hunter is given a simple mission: find and return the child to the Imperial remnant, which is all that remains of the once all-powerful Empire. I'll say no more because of spoilers, but the cover's really cute. And then we have Wolf Girl and Black Prince Volume 3, and school's back in session in this one. And though Erika is thrilled to see Kyoya again, she totally bombs her mid-year exams. And faced with the prospect of Erika being held back, Kyoya offers to tutor her at his place. I'm sure they won't get distracted at all. And then Volume 10, Yakuza Lover. Here, Oya and Yuri must overcome one last obstacle if they hope to escape the underwater lair. But it's hard to go up against your family, as Oya is about to find out. And then from Square Enix, we've got Volume 4 of My Happy Marriage, and I'm really excited for this release because the last volume was full of her family being, well, horrible. And with this volume, it sounds like we're going to find out more about her mum's side of the family, which I think is going to be quite exciting. And then from Dark Horse Comics, we have Mob Psycho 100 Volume 12. And Mob is in a standoff with Serizawa, trying to convince him that he has more possibilities open to him than he thinks. But will it work? You have to read to find out. And then from Seven Seas Entertainment, we've got Dinosaur Sanctuary Volume 3, and Suma Suzume is the newest keeper at struggling Dinoland. And they've reached the end of her 3-month orientation period. So it's time for a new challenge, working alongside each of the department heads to find her permanent place on the staff. And then we've got Tokyo Revengers Omnibus Volumes 13 and 14, and the decisive Christmas battle between Toman and the Black Dragons is finally over. But what are the repercussions for the future? If you want to find out, that's out on the 5th of September. And then we've got The Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom Volume 3. And Koyo rolls up her sleeves to perform yet another revolutionary medical procedure, an appendectomy. But even though she's armed with incredible knowledge and the tools to do it, Koyo is having a hard time convincing people to let her to cut someone open. I cannot imagine why. So find out what happens when someone finally comes forward for the operation. Got Volume 8 of The Duke of Death and His Maid. The Duke and Alice return to the Witch's World to see Daleth, but the Duke's brother is also in the Witch's World, leading to conflict between the two. So if you want to see where that conflict ends, that's out on the 12th of September. And we've got The Country Without Humans, Volume 4. This series is about the last human in a mechanical world, Shilly, but she meets a strange boy and revelations are made in this volume. This is another series I haven't heard of before, but I think it sounds really interesting. So if you have read it, please could you let me know what it's like in the comments below, please. And then we've got Volume 2, Soloist in a Cage. This is a dystopian thriller series, and Chloe is trying to find her younger brother Locke in the prison city. And then we've got Volume 2 of Who Made Me a Princess, and this is a full-colour fantasy manhwa about a modern woman who is reincarnated as a doomed princess, Anastasia, in a romance novel. But the princess's ending is her father killing her. But waking up in the princess's baby body, she is armed with knowledge of the novel and is determined to avoid that fate. However, in this volume, she meets a magician who could blow her cover completely. And then from Sublime Manga, we've got Old Fashioned Cupcake with Cappuccino. And this is the sequel to Old Fashioned Cupcake. And it starts 6 months into these guys' relationship, but doubts are starting to creep in for Nozure when something happens at work. So that's it for the first half of the month. For the second half of the month, I will upload a video in a week or two. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy manga buying, everyone. Bye!